Coming right up, another fun Varsity Sports Show.
The Let It Fly football drills and skills camp is intense and rigorous, designed to improve skill levels for kids ages 7 to 14. Drills target hand and eye coordination, footwork, speed, agility, and quickness. Instruction from current and former professional and college athletes. Go to letitflyfootballcamp.com for more information. The Let It Fly football drills and skills camp is a proud sponsor of the Varsity Sports Show's IFL report with Arizona Rattlers wide receiver Isaiah Houston. Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you.
Hi, kids. This is DJ Soulman from the Funk Junkies, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show with my man Vince Delicio. And what's your last name?
It's Delicio.
Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, right.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you, empowering education and enabling dreams, right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince Delicio here on another beautiful, and we say this every week, another beautiful day here in the Valley of the Sun. Wow, it's been an amazing week. It's been an amazing a year, and I say that, and we are focused on here at the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to present things, to present positive things. We don't focus on the negatives going on. There's too many people already doing that. We don't need the ratings to focus on negative stuff. So I think we do pretty well, just how we are and putting things on the up and up. So it's been a good week, and we will continue to focus on that, all the great things going on. What I wanted to do is, first of all, introduce our in-studio guests today. Every week we've featured some great people that have joined us on air, some staff, some guests, things like that, people that are part of this community. And today is no different. Today we are joined in studio by our executive producer, Mr. Sammy Rivera. Good morning, Sammy.
Morning, Vince.
And we are also joined by one of our fine, talented broadcasters, Mr. David Montoya, who also happens to be the beat writer of the Holcomb Junior College Athletic Conference. David, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Wonderful. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, glad to have you back. So you were on a while back, probably the start of the semester, I want to say, maybe back a little over a month ago. How have things changed for you? You adjusted pretty well? No more deer in headlights?
Yeah, no, none of that anymore. I got the hang of things pretty quickly, and now yeah,
good.
I'm having fun.
Good. Well, as the show goes on, we'll obviously circle back, get to know you a little bit better, and talk about some of the projects you got going on. The first thing I want to do is, before we really get into the meat and potatoes of what we're doing today, I want to give a special shout out. Now, as you guys know, and some of you that don't, the Maricopa Community Colleges saved me. I am a product of junior college sports, junior college academics. They go hand in hand to me. And prior to that, I was just kind of a guy out there, you know, and once I got to Scottsdale Community College, I'm a proud artichoke. My life changed and things got better for me. I was able to attach myself to some mentors that were really positive in my life and helped to impact me in a positive way to give me some direction and the JUCOs, regardless of whatever JUCO it is, provides that platform for a lot of people. So I want to give a special shout out to my alums out at Scottsdale Community College. We sent one of our fine staff out there yesterday, Alyssa Munoz, and she covered the Scottsdale Community College men's basketball team. They just recently won the ACCAC, the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference Division II title. So they are champions, conference champions, league champions, with a 90-84 win over Glendale Community College. And now, as the number 12 seed, they'll be playing in the Nationals in Danville, Illinois, this coming Wednesday, March 16th at 1 p.m. Central Time against Milwaukee Area Technical College, which is the number 5 seed. This will be Scottsdale's first appearance in the tournament, and they average about 91 points a game. Wow. They're also on a 4-game winning streak, and this will be Milwaukee's third appearance. They were also the number 1 seed in 2020, and they're on a 6-game winning streak. So congratulations, Coach Mark Bunker and the rest of the Artichokes out at Scottsdale Community College. Men's basketball, they are definitely diamonds in the rough, and they are going to represent our community well at Nationals in Danville. So congrats to Coach Bunker and his team and staff. Great, great people out there. Okay, next, we're going to break the Arizona Roadrunners professional football organization on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. All right, so what I meant by break is we've got some breaking news by Matt Mason, the president of the Arizona Roadrunners. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Vince. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, man. It seems like every week that you've come on, like you'll call me a day or two before the show, and you're like, dude, I got some news. I'm like, so this is becoming commonplace now. You guys have news almost every day.
We do. We're in the thick of it right now. We're really building our team. We've got Pro Day at Ottawa coming up, thanks to Coach Nisbet. I know you have a personal connection with him. Just a lot of stuff going on. We're building this program to be something that is sustainable up in that area, and it's going to be one heck of a show, man.
Yeah, well, and speaking of Ottawa University, and you pointed that out, Coach Mike Nesbitt, he's an old friend of the program, and prior to, and even some of my time when we started on the radio, I was a broadcaster for Ottawa sports, did football, basketball, baseball. Now they won't let me in the door anymore. I don't know what's going on out there, but I'm kidding. But Coach Nesbitt, great guy, great school, great program. And this is amazing. So you've got a pro day. The other thing that you've got going on is you guys hired a general manager.
We did. We hired a local Arizona legend. Now, when I say that, it ties
not
back
Vince.
to the JUCO.
Yeah.
No, not Vince.
Okay.
We were gonna, because we need you to do our broadcasting.
Oh, okay.
We need you to be
I got you.
The voice of the Roadrunners.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To be the heart and soul. Ben Tanner's a great guy. He runs the AZDFL, the Arizona Desert Football League.
Okay.
He's the commissioner. He's been a coach, at Glendale High School, a player, a JUCO guy, just like me.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said JUCO. I won a national championship at Glendale. Ben went to Glendale Community College. I was actually a defensive coordinator for the Pumas of the Hogue. I am a product of JUCO. I went to Arizona State after JUCO. I needed that few years to really break down my skills. I had some Division I offers out of high school from Chaparral, but it was, where Coach Bunker went.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Artichokes. I'm always for anything in Arizona and supporting. It was, I'm a product of JUCO, so it was a great opportunity for me to really further my skills.
Awesome. And our paths likely crossed back then. That's amazing because you talk about the 6 degrees of separation, and you being out at Glendale, I was at Scottsdale, and we weren't very good back then, but we you learn a lot. There were a lot of life lessons and skills and things, and that is just incredible. But some great things coming up. You also wanted to talk about a new corporate partner that you have.
Yeah, we you know what? Honestly, I would love to release it yet. We're in the final stages of this contract, but this contract will be to the middle of our field. They're going to put their name on the field, so it's in the final stages of processing. I thought I would have the okay already by then, but they're going to give it to me on Monday.
Okay.
So maybe on Saturday I come in, we disclose that, and then we're off to the races, brother.
Okay. Good stuff. So, all right. So, Matt Mason, president of the Arizona Roadrunners Professional Football Organization. Matt, the preseason practice, when does all that kick off? Because you guys have been going through doing tryouts. And real quick, and there's so much to cover. Real quick, tell us about the tryouts that you had last week.
Yeah, tryouts went great. They were up in the Prescott Valley area. We were able to sign about 4 guys from that tryout to bring them to camp. We still have a few other guys from the area that were already signed. So that brings about the total to 7 from the Quad City area that are going to be playing with us. Tryouts were great. Weather was great. It was snowing the 2 days before. I was freaking out because I had to make sure the field was fine, so I showed up about an hour early. They had aerated the field, so It was beautiful. It was a great day.
All right. Well, looking forward to it. So excited. And as you said, we are excited to be partnering up with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting out there and doing some games this summer and bringing the Roadrunners to all of our listeners here in the Valley as well as across the state of Arizona. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be just an amazing experience and opportunity, and we're looking forward to it. So once again, Matt Mason, president of the Arizona Roadrunners Professional Football Organization. Matt, thanks again, and we'll look forward to circling back with you soon. Hey, you like that intro?
I loved it.
Okay, there you go. All right, Matt, take care.
Thanks, Vince.
All right. So Matt Mason, president of the Arizona Roadrunners. So guys, that's pretty incredible. Sammy, David, it's there's a lot of anxiety when you start something brand new, and the Roadrunners have been embraced by the community. They're out there, they're doing things, making things happen, and anybody that wants an opportunity to play professional football, this is it. And these guys are positioning themselves to really make an impact. Now, it's not NFL, but it's going to eventually be somewhat of a developmental league, which is a step, and that's where a lot of these guys start. So when we come back from the break, folks, we are going to be joined by our old friend Tyler Mayer, who he's vacationing in San Diego and wants to give our Beachin' with Beal Surfing Report a little run for its money, and that'll also be on today's show. But Tyler will be joining us and talking to us a little bit about specificity of training and how it helps your performance. So a lot of show today, folks. Stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thanks again for joining us on this journey to start your Saturday morning here on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. We'll be right back.
Extra Point with Kayla Mortellaro and Bob Kemp take a deeper dive into the sports world. Catch the 1 hour show from 12 noon to 1, right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Pinnacle Pain and Spine's team of professionals are ready to help with that nagging head, neck, back pain, and arthritis with proven treatment as soon as your first visit. Dr. Matthew Crooks and his friendly team have the highest consumer ratings in trust, friendliness, and easy scheduling. They work with most insurance plans. With locations in Scottsdale, Chandler, and Fountain Hills, pinnaclepainaz.com or call 480-407-6400. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer.
Hi, this is John Crane, Vice Mayor of Carefree, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060.
The absolute best interviews and guests. Tune into the Dan Patrick Show live weekdays from 7 to 10 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Weekly Wellness. Activate lifestyle and performance coaching with local fitness and nutrition experts Tyler and Jen Mayer on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
She's solo maintenance. Don't need no champagne, poppin' entertainment. Take her to Wendy's, can't keep her off me.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. You know what? Let's run it, Aaron. Let's run that intro. I promised, Tyler. Okay, all right. We're gonna come back with it here in a second. Tyler, I made a promise to you that we were gonna get some jam and music for you this morning. I know that was Jen's favorite. In a little bit of country music there, but here we
Weekly
go.
Wellness.
There we go.
Activate lifestyle and performance coaching with local fitness and nutrition experts Tyler and Jen Mayer on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
All right, now we got it right. Tyler, what do you think?
Hey, I think it's all good, Vince. I think it's all good.
No, we got to get it right. We got to get it right for you because you are definitely a VIP here to the to our show. And if we're not making you happy, we're not going to be happy.
Vince, there's nothing to be unhappy about, but I'll tell you that music pumped from the Activate Garage. I'll tell you that, man. My neighbors know when we're training in there. That's for sure.
Yeah. So where are you today?
So we are just a block off Pacific Beach. We are sitting up above Mission Boulevard, and was out for the morning run already this morning. And not to step over Beecham with Beal, but the surf isn't so great this morning.
Okay.
Yesterday, the boys were out there body surfing, so they had a good time yesterday. But we'll give it another shot today.
Well, you picked a great time to go out there. I mean, it's
awesome.
Yeah. So what I want to do is, first of all, I don't know if you heard, but we've got our executive producer Sammy Rivera is in studio, as well as one of our valuable broadcast team members, David Montoya. So I wanted to make sure that you knew they were here, and they may have some questions.
Team.
Yeah. They may have some questions as your segment goes on. So go ahead and Tyler, kick it off. Talk to us about what you wanted to talk about this week.
Well, you got it. Hey, Vince, first off, shout out to the artichokes. I mean, how awesome. Congrats. You know, bring it home, baby. That is so good.
Yeah, first time at Nationals. Yeah.
So I tell you, March Madness, I love it. I'm glued to some of the games on there right now. So you hit the nail on the head, specificity. So when we talk about specificity, I mean, break it down, specific. You know, this relates to, our athletes, our weekend warriors, day-to-day fitness explorers, which I like to call those kind of teetering with health and wellness. But the concept of specificity is making sure your activity should be relevant and appropriate to the sport or activity you're desiring. Okay? Mm-hmm. Pretty straightforward. In addition, make sure training should have progressions that are getting you closer to those goals. So in essence, we need to make sure we're performing the skill in order to get better. Now, check this out, coaches. Practice makes progress. All right? We want to see progress at any stage that we're at even, from youth all the way up to professional ranks. And from a fitness standpoint, we're setting those short-term and long-term goals. We talked about that a while back. Now, we follow a principle called the SAID principle. So listen to this: specific adaptations to imposed demands. That sounds like a mouthful. However, when we get specific, training becomes less general and more specific, like cardio goals, strength goals, mobility, or balance. So, for instance, runners, in order to become a better runner, you need to run more, work on your form.
Mm-hmm.
Swimmers, in order to become better swimmers, we need to make stroke progress. And then, let's take a different step: surgical recovery. Those who need to recover from surgery, you need to do the rehab exercises that help you recover from that surgery. I think one of the biggest things, and I deal with it quite a bit, is, from a golf standpoint, golfers want to go to the driving range to get better. Now, listen, I'm not taking away the driving range. The driving range can help with a swing. Maybe we're turning the top hand over a little bit. Maybe we're changing our stance. But with anything, nothing is going to take away, or nothing is going to replace actually golfing, actually playing basketball, actually wrestling. We've got to get game-like, day-like situational activity. So when we talk about the benefits, you have laser focus on your craft or day-to-day goal to overcome. We heard about the 10,000 reps to create mastery. Think about that, 10,000 reps, okay? So game-like situations.
I'm really good at eating, doing that 10,000 times. Does that count?
Well, it sounds like you got it dialed in. So
yeah.
if that's the case, then 10,000 is the number.
Okay.
So when we talk about the drawback, the only drawback I would say is you still need balance in your program. So young athletes, youth coaches, parents, listen, at a young age, this is why cross-training and multi-sport athletics is so good for your young athletes. It keeps the body well-rounded and can avoid early age burnout. Vince, I know we talked about it before. Soccer was my sport. Even though I played 5 other sports, I was so into soccer. I mean, there was a time, early preteen, I was burned out, man. I mean, I was traveling, training all the time with soccer. As much as that was my passion, basketball allowed that to break up. Wrestling allowed me to break that up a little bit. Cross country and track obviously kept me in cardiovascular conditioning shape for soccer. But again, you start to use different muscles, you avoid overuse and injury. So really, at the end of the day, you're specific to your sport, choose activity, but you also need to be well-rounded. Developing these skills should not be too focused that we forget about the other aspects of our health and wellness. So, with all that being said, I'm going to just kind of tease into next week. Jen is going to go over some disease categories and how exercise and nutrition can help us decrease our risks by starting today. And also, Vince, a shout out to my lovely bride. Her birthday is tomorrow. So little birthday getaway as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Happy birthday, Jen Mayer. That is amazing. And, you guys are such an incredible family because you practice what you preach, first of all. That's not always easy, and when you have a certain persona and then a lot of times behind closed doors, people are a little more relaxed and you're not that way. You turn it up a notch and that's incredible. And so you're out there, you're having a great time. When are you coming back to the Valley?
Having a great time. It was a quick trip. We land back in Phoenix pretty early tomorrow morning, but a nice little 2.5, 3-day getaway. So
okay,
I'm not gonna lie, Vince. Baked Bear was on the agenda this weekend. So
really,
that's a pretty yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, we do practice it, but you know what? When we slip, we work even harder.
Okay, great. Well, wonderful, Tyler. We definitely appreciate. We're privileged that you are a partner of the show and a good friend. We've become really good friends and really enjoy working with you and looking forward to continuing and hearing more from Jen next week. It should be fun.
It's gonna be fantastic. You guys have an amazing Saturday, and as always, keep moving.
Keep moving. All right, Tyler Mayer, the wellness expert, joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show every week. We try to present something different. Now, I say this, and I'm not here to bash anyone, but we just do things differently. We present a whole spectrum of things to get you going on Saturday morning. It's not just focused on one particular thing. It's about people in the community and getting together and celebrating what is an amazing community. So, folks, when we actually have something that I wanted to talk about with one of our staffers, Connor Bonfilio, who is our lead basketball analyst. He does some other work as well. He's a graduate student at the Cronkite School of Journalism, and he freelances on some different projects and things, and he kind of falls into that mantra of spotlighting all that's great in the community. We've got a little report we wanted to put together that Connor had provided to us, and Aaron, take it away.
Most high school freshmen spend their time buying school supplies, finding their lockers, and meeting their classmates. For Pinnacle golfer Carolyn Fuller, she spent it winning the AIA Division I state championship. 3 years later, the 17-year-old has competed in 3 consecutive state tournaments and never finished outside the top 5 as an individual. I sat down with Fuller to talk about her dominance as a high school golfer and her plans after Pinnacle.
I put together 2 really good, solid rounds as a freshman, and there was no expectation because it was my first year of high school. I'll never forget the conversation I had with my coach before going into state. He said, if you go into state with the mindset of, oh, you're just a freshman, you have 3 more years, it's okay if you do bad, rather than you're a freshman, you can make a name for yourself, you can, he's like, if you have either one of those mindsets, it's going to determine how you do. So I took that advice and I ran with it, and I put together 2 good scores and we won state together. So
one of the reasons for Fuller's success has been her father, Dean. Dean Fuller has been with her every step of the way.
I've never had such a big supporter in my life. I mean, he would move mountains for me. He would do absolutely anything for me, and to have a team behind you to support you, it does so much for you.
She's internally motivated for this sport. I don't have to push her or remind her to practice or anything. She literally at this point tells me where she's practicing and what she's got planned. So that's pretty impressive to watch.
Fuller's success at Pinnacle High School landed her multiple Division I opportunities. On January 19th, 2022, she verbally committed to the University of Colorado Boulder.
I chose CU is because it's a big enough of a program to where I have all the resources around me and the help and the connections and everything to get me to the next level if I want to go pro. The whole atmosphere at CU is, I'm obsessed. I love it. I cannot wait. I'm upset that I still have another year of high school because I just want to go right away. But not only like the atmosphere at the university, but the caliber of golf that it is. I mean, D1 Pac-12 golf it's a really big deal, and I'm very proud of myself. I will say. I mean, I worked hard, and I'm not there yet by any means. Like, I still have a lot of work to do. This is only really the beginning, but I'm really excited. I'm very happy with my decision.
One of the most important aspects to the game of golf is the mental aspect. While Carolyn Fuller already injects fear into the minds of her opponents, she feels she can be that much better should she choose to improve it.
The belief I have in myself is a strength, but it's also a weakness. If I believed in myself a little bit more, I could be even better.
How much better can Carolyn Fuller get, you ask? Her Pinnacle teammate, Kiana Roddy, has the answer.
She could make tour. Easily, I think. Just with the right mindset.
All right, anything else you want to say before I turn off?
Skull Buffs.
Skull Buffs, baby.
Great report, Connor. Thank you so much. And what I wanted to do is talk a little bit, since we have the beat writer for the HOCOM Junior College Athletic Conference right here, the JUCO Football League here in Arizona. David, I wanted to ask you, there were some new developments with one of the teams. What's going on?
Yeah, so the Salt River Scorpions have had a pretty crazy week. They just moved off of Coach Van Dame, and now they announced this week that Coach Larry Davis was going to be taking charge, and he's the head coach now. And they also have developed a leadership council out there in Salt River. So they have a few, I believe it's 6 players of the team. They're all returning after last year's success, and they're all leaders on the team in different position groups, and they're just going to try and continue that success from last season.
Awesome. Player-led organization, and Coach Larry Davis, who's been a mainstay in the South Phoenix community and in taking the reins. He's got a lot of respect, a big following, and he was with the team last year, correct?
Yeah, okay. He was. He's a huge influence in the community.
Awesome.
You ask anybody over there in Salt River, and they'll speak highly of him.
All right. Congratulations, Salt River Scorpions. football team of the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference and new head coach Larry Davis. Great hire, and looking forward to bringing you more on the HJCAC as the spring and summer go on. Folks, when we come back from the break, we will be joined by Saguaro baseball coach Joe Mickey for the weekly SaberCat report here on the Varsity Sports Show, joined in studio by executive producer Sammy Rivera and broadcaster David Montoya. We'll be right back with Coach Mickey. Go Varsity.
We'll do what's best for the team, and we'll do what's best for you.
The Rich Eisen Show, coming to you weekdays from 3 to 5 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
Are you unable to do the things you love? Do you know your daily habits could be better to enhance your quality of life? Are you suffering with chronic pain or chronic illness and can't find the right solution that works for you? Fix Body Group was created so you have a team of professionals to help you achieve your health goals and get you back to doing what you love again. In Scottsdale, go to fixbodygroup.com or call 480-795-5329. Fix Body Group, proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer. Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner with SaberCat Athletics. That's right, the Scottsdale Saguaro SaberCats are on the Varsity Sports Show. Join the Varsity team as we cover the Cats during the SaberCat Report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring players, coaches, and commentary. Look out for live stream coverage of Saguaro SaberCat sporting events by going to YouTube and searching for Varsity Sports Show, then click that subscribe button to stay up to date. The Saguaro SaberCats are here.
James Out West, featuring Ryan Brooks, brings NFL, NBA, and local sports talk to you Monday nights at 7 here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
The Varsity Sports Show presents the SaberCat Report with Saguaro High School baseball coach Joe Mickey. And now, here's the SaberCat Report.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince DeLisio joined in studio by Sammy Rivera and David Montoya. Gentlemen, you had a chance this week to see some pretty darn good baseball. There's a couple of games, and one in particular a couple days back, I believe it was Thursday afternoon, was out at Saguaro High School. Guys, I want to introduce Coach Joe Mickey. Coach Mickey, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Vince, and those in studio. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it over to them, Coach, because they were just grinning ear to ear when they came in today. You're somewhat of a cult hero now in among our program, among our staff. So congratulations. I mean, you have the love and adoration of young people everywhere apparently now.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a big win against Tucson South Point. Those guys were always competitive, fun to beat, and really fun to play.
Yeah, it was a really fun game to watch. And now just a couple weeks into the season, Coach, you're speaking with Sammy Rivera here. Just curious, what has stuck out to you the most from your team?
Well, like we talked about even in the kind of going into the season, Sammy, it's just really it was a lot about just how good a defense we could play. I mean, we're throwing the ball really well on the mound. I mean, Caminiti and DeCesaro are definitely just leading that way. And Brody Carruthers, he was really an unsung hero for us last year and has come in a different role this year, doing a fantastic job. But we're just playing really good defensive baseball right now. We're finding our legs a little bit on offense, but the fact that our staff has really given us a chance to stay in games and our defense behind us is just kind of really filling that void with the pitching staff leading the way. It's just been a great combination to give us a chance to find our offensive legs.
And Coach David Montoya here, you and your team have really settled in with some solid performances since the regular season started. And there's a lot of baseball left to play. How much of an impact do these early games have on the success of the team?
Oh, great question, David. That's the thing is you hope to have some success with this early schedule. And it's definitely kind of a gauntlet right out of the gate, right? When you're talking 6A baseball, even in our preseason tournament with Perry and right into Chaparral DM and just high level baseball. And so you hope you're not going to feel yourself at a behind the eight ball kind of playing chase with a record standpoint. But to be 2-1 in PowerPoint games, I think sets a great tone. And it's what you truly hope for as a coach, right? It's like, hey, we're competitive in all these games. We're winning some of these games. We're finding some ways to win. We're learning. And so I'm hopeful that it really sets the tone, not just for this upcoming tournament we're going to, but just really more for region play in the back half of the season when you remember what these games felt like and this energy that you've created early on.
And you mentioned that tournament that the team's getting ready to head into, the Lancer Baseball Classic hosted by Sal Point Catholic. That's going to be at Reed Park Annex Fields next week. What can Saguaro baseball fans and those in attendance at the tournament expect to see from Saguaro and some of the other teams in the tournament?
Well, it's a big field. They host a great tournament. There's 32 teams kind of from all over. And truthfully, that's why I put us in there is because I want to see some different baseball from around the valley. Walden Grove is really a pretty good 4A baseball team that's turning some heads right now. They've got a couple good arms on their hill. And so it's happened that we matched up with them. And that's why you do it is hopefully to see a few teams that you ordinarily wouldn't see. And hopefully, much like our season to date, is you hope to have some success. You're playing some good baseball. You give some guys who haven't necessarily been in the lineup a ton an opportunity, and we've got a few guys who are chomping at the bit to get a few ABs going and get their opportunities to continue to help us grow, because that's what creates depth. And you got to be ready for anything as the season goes along. Hopefully, not too many injuries. Hopefully, everybody's doing their job as a student athlete. But if those things do come up, you want to make sure the next guy's ready. And so these tournaments provide that opportunity for us to kind of grow as a program.
And Coach, when you played Sal Point, it was kind of a back and forth game. And, you said Carruthers was a unsung hero almost for you all last year. He was able to step on the mound in relief for Caminiti, and then he was effective as a hitter to put your team in a good position to come back and win that game. When you have players like that do stuff like that, going into tournaments like these, do you rely on those older players and the ones with experience to keep your team moving forward?
Oh, absolutely. And I love that you recognize that. I mean, that's really where your senior leadership comes in, your upperclassmen. And that's truly what you hope kind of has led the way for them to be the guys, right? They put their time in there. They understand what the expectations are. They know what it takes to be successful. And so you hope that they truly take that leadership role and learn how to lead. And Brody's done that all year for us. And even in that Sal Point game, I mean, Jacob Chavez, a upperclassman junior, really got us going offensively. And you really love seeing those guys who are, as they take that next step in their upperclassmen, next step in their baseball careers, really try to take that opportunity and run with it. And so, yeah, you definitely use your older guys to kind of lead the way. And we talk about it all the time. If our freshmen are playing like sophomores like juniors, juniors like seniors, by the end of the season, we've done our job as a growing program to truly put ourselves in a great spot.
Coach Joe Mickey, SaberCat Report. Coach Mickey, good luck this upcoming week. You got a couple back-to-back games about midweek coming, and we wish you all the luck in the world, and are so privileged to be along for the ride to help cover it. Oh, real quick, Coach, talk a little bit about administration.
Oh, Vince, I'm so glad you just let me get that little 2 seconds in here. It's awesome. Perspective, just getting a chance to go back down to Tucson is really, it's through our administration that allows us these opportunities and supports us in that. And I can't speak highly enough of Miss A and our entire principal staffs, Mr. Harris and Ms. Hanson and Mr. Milligan. I watched these guys through 3 quarters of the school year. Just the stuff they've gone through, it's more inspirational than anything when I get my opportunity to kind of represent our program.
Between us, because Miss A and Mr. Harris, they're too busy to listen to the show, so they're not paying attention to anything we do here. But Harris, he's a former coach. He's a former state. He's part of some state championships even back a few years ago when he was coaching basketball. And it doesn't matter the sport. Once you're a coach, you're a coach. Does he get in your ear a lot? Be honest.
You know what? I absolutely love it. He actually gave my guys a few inspirational things after one of our games. Maybe too many backwards Ks in the scorebook. He was kind of giving a couple guys some pointers, but truthfully, Vince, it's something I don't take for granted. Having a coach that knows, understands, and he's given me a lot of really good stuff. Even just for us bouncing back ideas and how you build a culture.
It reminds me of when Richard Nixon was president at one Super Bowl. He tried to make some suggestions, and so the coach said, "Yeah, we'll take it into account," and kind of wrote some stuff down. Is that how it is with Mr. Harris? You just kind of roll your eyes.
No, not at all. Not
Okay.
at all. We definitely enjoy the banter back and forth, but I do appreciate his leadership, and he always puts the students and the programs first.
No,
So
without
we're
a
lucky to have
doubt.
him.
Without a doubt, the administration of Saguaro High School is really what makes it. It's from the top down, and that's what it's about. So thanks so much, Coach Mickey. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great week.
Look forward to it. Thank you all. Appreciate you guys.
It's time for the Recruiting Spotlight, sponsored by My Recruits and Coach Perot.
Today we're going to be highlighting Isaac Anderson. He's a student at Williamsfield High School in Gilbert, Arizona, class of 2023. He's playing linebacker, or at least he did this past season, but he's also gotten some reps at safety from what it looks like. He stands at 5'8", weighing 185 pounds. He's posted a 285 bench and a 435 squat, which those are super impressive numbers when considering his height and weights. And according to Coach Perone, he's a true student of the game, and he spends countless hours watching film and studying tendencies of both him and the offense. Now, this is just one thing coming from Coach Perone or people around him, but when you watch his tape, it is evident that he is watching film and has a high football IQ. It feels like he is always going towards the play, and he always ends up around the football, which is a super good indicator of somebody who understands the game, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's in on a lot of those tackles. He's a great open field tackler, but we'll talk about that later. First, we got to start with just how he is as a student. He's got a 4.0 GPA, sticks to a routine of working out 6 days a week and studying for 2 hours a day, according to Coach Perone, which that's just super impressive and a really mature schedule for somebody his age who's still in high school. The most impressive thing about him is probably just the violence he plays with. From my film study, he loves to hit people. He loves to fill gaps, be a part of like those nasty tackles, which is something that any team could use a little bit more of. And that physicality may come a little bit from his experience as a wrestler. He led it as a varsity wrestler during his time at Williamsfield, which really could develop him into becoming an even better tackler as he has another wrestling season coming up next winter, combined with another season of football. So really there's still a ton of time for him to develop. And speaking of developing, he's going to attend some pretty impressive camps this offseason. He's planning to attend the University of Arizona's camp, NAU's camp, and Dixie State's camp down in St. George. So those will all be great opportunities for him to show college recruiters and others what he can do and what he's been working on. He's currently talking the University of Jamestown, where his brother plays, also Minot State, as well as Southwest Minnesota State. And those are two great Division II programs that recruit the Arizona area pretty thoroughly. He's also talking to the University of Dartmouth, the University of Columbia. They've shown interest. So these are a really good handful of names that are reaching out and talking to Isaac. And with that being said, he's got quite the portfolio thus far. All he can do is go up from here because he's put out some great tape. There's going to be more opportunities for him to improve on those things and for him to show that he's better than the size 5'8" reads on a sheet of paper.
Welcome back, and joining us on the line is Scottsdale Community College head men's basketball coach Mark Bunker on their way to nationals this week out in Danville, Illinois. Good morning, Coach Bunker.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Coach, what you have done in the last couple of years as the head basketball coach at Scottsdale Community College, it doesn't go unnoticed, believe me, in this community. I've had a chance to watch you up close from far away, and it's been impressive, capped off by an amazing opportunity. First time in the school's 52-year history. You guys are headed to nationals.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's like you said, it's been a long time coming. 52 years is. We've gotten close a few times, but we finally got over that last little hump.
So you guys have to be sky high here. You've got a community rallying behind you. You guys are averaging a ton of points a game. What going in as the 12th seed, playing number 5, what are you expecting from Milwaukee?
Very similar style of team. I mean, this whole tournament is going to be tough. I mean, just to say the least. That every single one of these teams is a region championship team from their area. Every single one of these teams has, won a ton of games. And, Milwaukee themselves is very similar to us, high scoring, high tempo, high intensity that, I've told some people it's going to be a fireworks show in the first round because of, how well we score it and how well they do, that it might be the first team to get to 100 wins. It's going to be one of those types of games.
Coach, you guys aren't going out there, obviously, just to show up. I mean, you're flying 2,000 miles to do something. And how does your team feel?
I think we're in our best place that we've been all season. I mean, I think we're peaking at the right time. I mean, guys have really, really come together. And you're absolutely right. We're not there to just show up. I mean, we're there to win games. We're there to try to go win a national championship. And, I truly believe this group has talent and, the ability to go win one. That we have the group right now that, hey, while we're here, you might as well take a trophy home with us.
Amazing. Congratulations, Coach Mark Bunker, Scottsdale Community College. My alums, the Artichokes. Go Chokes. Yep. Coach, go get them. First time at Nationals, playing this coming Wednesday out at Danville, Illinois, men's basketball. Way to go, Coach. Congratulations, and we'll circle back with you soon.
Hey, thank you, guys.
All right. Wow. Amazing show thus far. And when we come back from the break, Sammy and David are going to be talking to Canyon View. It's going to be the Jag Nation, a double shot at the Jag Nation. Baseball coach Nick Swanson, softball coach John Jacobs when we return from the break with the Jag Nation here on the Varsity Sports Show. Stick around.
Carving out time in your afternoon for the Doug Gottlieb Show right here on KDUS AM 1060, 100.7 HD2, and KDUS1060.com. Weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m.
Hello, everyone. I'm Griffin Greenberg, and I'm thrilled to join the Varsity Sports Show team. I will be covering something never covered before in the history of Varsity Sports Show, prep basketball. Arizona showcases some of the top high school prep basketball in the nation and has sent men's and women's hoopers to multiple top-tier colleges and even professional leagues. Join me on the ride as I take a deep dive into the scenes of some of the top competition in high school hoops in Arizona.
Pinnacle Pain and Spine's team of professionals are ready to help with that nagging head, neck, back pain, and arthritis with proven treatment as soon as your first visit. Dr. Matthew Crooks and his friendly team have the highest consumer ratings in trust, friendliness, and easy scheduling. They work with most insurance plans. With locations in Scottsdale, Chandler, and Fountain Hills, PinnaclePainAZ.com or call 480-407-6400. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer.
Welcome to the Jaguar Nation. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner up with Canyon View High School in the West Valley to be the voice of Jaguar athletics. Tune in on Saturdays to hear the Jaguar Nation, featuring coaches, students, and staff between 9 and 10 a.m. on AM 1060 KDUS, and subscribe to the Varsity Sports Show YouTube channel to get free exclusive coverage of Canyon View sporting events. Welcome to the Jaguar Nation.
Jack it up.
The Dan Patrick Show improves your mornings. The DP Show airs from 7 to 10 a.m., adjusting to that time change.
Okay.
Get your radios locked to 7 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Welcome to the Jaguar Nation on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. The Varsity Sports Show. Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. It's time for the Jag Nation. And we are very fortunate here at the Varsity Sports Show in that we have some strategic partners with some great organizations, great schools, and people that have supported us, programs that have supported us, and we continue to support. And one of those is a very important partner of ours, and that's Canyon View High School out in the West Valley. Principal Philip Nowlin, Athletic Director Andrea Hudson, great people, great friends, and great mentors and leaders in the community. And we're going to turn it over. I'm going to pitch it to a couple of future leaders here in their respective professions. Sammy Rivera, our executive producer, and broadcaster David Montoya. Guys, take it away. Who's our first guest?
Hey, Coach Swanson, how you doing today?
Coach Nick Swanson, Canyon View Baseball.
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Well, you're talking to David Montoya right now. I was at your game on Tuesday, against Arcadia, went into extra innings. And, I was sitting next to a student, Isaiah, who was a blind student, but he loves baseball. And he was listening to our broadcast, and it was just great to hear not only that your team's doing so well, but you have such a hand in unified sports. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Unified Sports brings together athletes with and without intellectual disabilities to form teams and partner up and really create lasting friendships that extend beyond the walls of our school. Isaiah is one of our unified athletes, and we call him a baseball super fan. He absolutely loves our team, and our players love him.
Yeah, and your team put on a clinic that day as well. Jacob Hepner had, I believe it was 13 or 14 Ks by himself. He has 25 on the season. When you have a senior like that, being able to, just get batters out of there as effectively as he has, do you really rely on those seniors and older players, especially when your team is, 7-0 right now, including tournament play?
Yeah, you know what? Jacob Hepner is not surprising. He's been good for us for 4 years. He's got command of 4 pitches. He gets ahead of the count. And really in the last year, he's picked up 5 miles an hour in velocity. So he went from a low 80s guy to a mid 80s guy. And being left-handed, his fastball is by most high school hitters now, which gives him a huge advantage.
And your team had 3 games in the last 6 days, or on the 10th, the last 6 days. And then starting the 10th, you have a 6-day period where you have no games at all. Does a time period like that, giving your team a little rest after, 7 games throughout the season, does that help you, pick up the pace a little bit, or does it kind of throw a wrench in things when it comes to, momentum?
No, that's a great question, and that has everything to do with how we practice. If we practice with intensity and we're really focused on the daily objectives, and we do a good job of writing practice plans and keeping our players engaged and holding them accountable. So, the layoff isn't worrisome.
And Coach, Sammy Rivera here, Canyon View has had a really good start to the season, being 4-0. What's it going to take to keep this hot start going?
Everything starts and ends with us, with our starting pitching. Connor Madison, Jacob Hepner, Caden Padgett, Austin Kelsick. We've got 4 premium starting pitchers, and then we have an ace in the bullpen, Diego Garcia, who's just been absolutely lights out for us. He's a command and control guy, and he does a great job of attacking hitters, and throws any pitch in any situation. So we have tremendous depth. We have some high leverage arms like Mason Watson, Matthew Hart, Trey Santos. Our pitching staff is just incredibly deep.
And with your pitching, your players, most of them are upperclassmen. Do you have any hope for the future coming in, any young players in particular that you're looking forward to coming through next year to take over the reins for players like Hepner?
Oh yeah, we've got a pipeline of arms. We've got 4 to 5 JV arms that are varsity ready. We just don't have any room for them right now. Isaiah Santoyo. I mean, we've got so much depth on the JV side, and they're ready to compete in varsity games. We just don't have the innings for them right now.
Yeah, and with how many, like you said, you don't have no room for them, and that's good problems at the end of the day, considering how well your team is doing. Sammy, you got anything?
Coach, congratulations on the success you're having. I'm sitting here, and as these guys are running through some questions with you, I got to ask you, do we need to verify birth certificates with your kids? I mean, how are you guys doing it out there? What's going on?
I've been fortunate I've coached a lot of these kids before they got to high school, and my assistant coach, Corey Hart, former Major League All-Star with the Brewers, he's had an opportunity to coach a lot of them as well. So they came into high school prepared mentally and physically for the grind of the high school spring season. So, we have a slight advantage in terms of a lot of our kids have been around us for a long time.
I'll say, I mean, it's, and it's funny because that's, in talking to boys basketball coach Adrian Arona out of Canyon View, same thing. These guys have been together for a long time. Desiree Carranza, the girls basketball coach, same thing. John Jacobs, the softball coach out there, same deal. And it just amazes me for a school that's been open essentially 5 years or less. I mean, the success that's already been generated out there. So, Coach, good luck the rest of the way. We look forward. We are privileged and honored to cover you, and we'll circle back with you soon. All right.
Sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Okay. Coach Nick Swanson, Canyon View Baseball, and we're going to transition now to another Canyon View coach, head softball coach, John Jacobs. Good morning, Coach Jacobs.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good, and yourself, sir?
Doing fantastic. Thank you.
So, Coach Jacobs, Sammy Rivera, speaking with you here. It's been a really impressive start for the Lady Jags. You're currently averaging 16 runs through 4 games. What's been the key to your early offensive success this season?
We're just looking to be aggressive. We're going to take our opportunities, early in the count to just seek out the pitches that we want. We don't want to have any excuses later on down when it's, we're hitting. So if we get to it early and be aggressive on the balls that are in the zone early, I think it helps us out.
And if you can, just tell us about the Groshans. I believe they are sisters. Sadie's batting a .923 average, which leads the team, followed by Savannah with a batting average of 700. How much of an impact do they have on the team? Yeah,
they make us go. They're both incredible athletes, and they're like thunder and lightning. Savannah is one of the fastest human beings I've ever seen, and she slaps. She has power. She's a complete athlete, a plus runner, plus defender. She's a complete package, and her sister's not far behind. She's a sophomore this year who is just had amazing thunder, and she runs well also. So they're both a complete package and a blessing to have.
And good Montoya here. They don't do it alone. Right now, your pitchers, Lauren Irvin and Taylor Jacobs, have a combined ERA of .88 through 24 combined innings pitched. What will it take for them to keep up that early success that they've had?
Well, we do pitch well, but we also catch it very well, too. Our girls play really good defense, and that's the key. So it's a complete effort. It makes, they go out and they want to do what they can for the pitchers. And so, we're around the zone a lot, and when girls put the ball in play, we catch it. So it's right now it's a complete team effort, and things are going well.
And right now, the team's getting ready to play in the Dave Kopp's Tournament of Champions at Mojave High School. What kind of, teams or skills or players are we going to see out there at that tournament?
Well, this is the best of the best. You have the girls, the top club girls, a lot of kids that are going to college, and you take your team and you go down there. We just need to find out kind of where we fit in, on a bigger stage. Being in Arizona, we've had our 1 year, pretty much our 1 year of varsity, and we had some success, even though we came up short. And we just want to see where we are, compare ourselves to the top teams, probably on the West Coast. And I think there's a couple teams from New Mexico also.
Coach John Jacobs with the Jag Nation. Coach Jacobs is the head softball coach out at Canyon View High School. They're in Bullhead City for a tournament over the next few days. Coach Jacobs, good luck out there, and be careful on those slot machines in Laughlin.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
You know it was coming. You knew it was coming.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Anyway, that's sports book. Anyway, Coach, the guys are getting in trouble for that stuff. You got to, be careful anyway.
In my room.
Yeah.
At the end of the hall, the girls behind the end of the hall, so no one goes by.
All right, there you go. Coach John Jacobs. Okay, we'll talk to you soon, Coach.
All right,
okay.
thank you guys.
All right.
Take care.
Folks, when we come back from the break, we're down. Hour number 1 is already in the books. We'll be joined by Arizona Rattlers wide receiver Isaiah Houston to kick off hour number 2. Come on back to the Varsity Sports Show. We're having a great time here in studio. We'll be back. Go Varsity. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and youth.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hey, this is Derek Van Halen from Van Halen, the world's most authentic tribute to Van Halen. And you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 Arizona.
Are you unable to do the things you love? Do you know your daily habits could be better to enhance your quality of life? Are you suffering with chronic pain or chronic illness and can't find the right solution that works for you? Fixed Body Group was created so you have a team of professionals to help you achieve your health goals and get you back to doing what you love again. In Scottsdale, go to fixedbodygroup.com or call 480-795-5329. Fixed Body Group, proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer. The Let It Fly Football Drills and Skills Camp is intense and rigorous, designed to improve skill levels for kids ages 7 to 14. Drills target hand and eye coordination, footwork, speed, agility, and quickness. Instruction from current and former professional and college athletes. Go to letitflyfootballcamp.com for more information. The Let It Fly Football Drills and Skills Camp is a proud sponsor of the Varsity Sports Show's IFL Report with Arizona Rattlers wide receiver Isaiah Houston.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you, empowering education and enabling dreams, right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. And it's time for hour number 2. Man, what a show. I mean, just to recap all the great things that we talked about briefly, we started off the show with some exciting news from the president of the Arizona Roadrunners professional football organization, Mr. Matt Mason. Matthew Mason talked about a new hire, new general manager with the organization. They've got a new sponsor that's partnering up with them. They've got a pro day, a strategic partnership with Ottawa University and Surprise. They'll be holding a pro day out there. Then joined for our weekly wellness segment with Tyler Mayer, who gave us a breakdown. He's out in San Diego this week, and some good stuff going on with Tyler out there. And, it just kept rolling. We went right into our SaberCat report. Coach Joe Mickey kind of recapped his week. Great, exciting week. Big win over Sal Point. And exciting win for them. And as they prepare and head down to Tucson this week for a couple of games. And then finally, we were joined for the Jaguar Nation, the Jag Nation, and sandwiched in between, we had a recruiting spotlight segment with our very own Nick Hogan, who spotlighted a young man named Isaac Anderson. Great job there, Nick. And Jag Nation with baseball coach out at Canyon View, Nick Swanson, broke down his team. They're 7-0 right now, riding a hot wave with some amazing pitching and batting. And then, of course, John Jacobs and the Canyon View Jaguar softball team. They're out in Bullhead City for a tournament out there, and so good stuff. So we're going to transition. We're back in studio here with executive producer Sammy Rivera and broadcaster David Montoya. David, when we were talking off mic here between the break here, you were telling us a little bit about a tryout that you had last year. Tell us about that tryout.
Yeah, I tried out for the Arizona Rattlers indoor football team last year. I think it was around this time. It was in April of last year. And, yeah, I tried out for quarterback, but, I'm only 5'8". Coming out of high school as a quarterback as well, so that's how I ended up in sports journalism. I wasn't tall enough to see over the line, but
wow,
ended up talking about sports instead.
Yeah, but you threw the ball pretty well that day. What exactly did they have you do?
Yeah, it was a little like backyard football. We basically all lined up and they separated by position groups, and we just did a lot of throwing drills to the wide receivers.
It's time for Inside the Huddle with Arizona Rattlers wide receiver Isaiah Houston on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
All right, so we got to talking a little Arizona Rattlers. Sorry to cut you off there, David, but speaking of Arizona Rattlers, we're joined on the line by father of, once again, we're making this a regular thing with him, Coach Mark Houston of the Let It Fly Football Drills and Skills Camp. Coach Houston, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great, Coach. We're doing great. What's shaking? So we got, we're running this segment here on Isaiah and his experience. Give us a breakdown. How's his week been?
Absolutely fantastic. Rattlers are finishing up literally as we speak. Today is their final day of their training camp for the 2022 season. Isaiah is actually right now, again, in a special teams meeting. So they're going to wrap up their practices this afternoon. Once practice is done, they have their annual Booster Club festivities, barbecue, and get a chance to meet the Booster Club and the players. So that'll be held out in Mesa at the Gene Autry Sports Complex. The Booster Club gets the chance to mingle with the players. So final cuts have been made, and the team has been announced, and they'll announce that at the Booster Club festivities later this afternoon. And then players will have tomorrow off, and then their week of preparation will begin on Monday for their upcoming season and home opener, which will be this coming Saturday, a week from today, down at the Snake Pit, and kickoff will be at 6 o'clock as they get ready to unleash the Rattlers in what they hope to be their 7th World Championship in the 2022 season.
So we just got our media credentials from the Rattlers, so we are excited beyond belief to cover, and our very own Sam Valenti, who's our beat writer for the Arizona Rattlers with the Varsity Sports Show, he is going to be out and even attending some practices this season and talking to a few of the players, and obviously focusing on Isaiah and how he's doing out there and really spotlighting him. But we are excited beyond belief. So talk about his week in particular. How's it been? When we spoke last week, you told me he had an amazing a couple of practices out there. How has this week been for him?
Yeah, he's been putting it together and basically making that puzzle and all the pieces starting to fit into position. He's very, very excited. This will be his opportunity to unleash himself and make a name for himself. And so the Rattlers are looking to utilize him kind of like, I think you had mentioned it early on, kind of like almost like a Swiss Army knife. A little bit able to do quite a bit, so he's going to be looked upon to play any one of the 3 positions at their wide receiver position. They have an X, they have a Z, and then they have what's called a W position. So he knows all 3 positions, able to run any and all. They're also looking to him to be the holder for the extra points and the field goal attempts. And also he's going to get an opportunity to take a look at the chances of returning kicks. So he should be out on the field quite a bit wearing number 18. And I know that there is a large contingency of fans, basically throughout the state, because with our Let It Fly Football Drills and Skills Camp getting ready to kick off its 18th annual coming up in June, Isaiah's been a huge part of that over the years, working with the various youth. And so he has basically developed quite a following of young people. And he also wanted me to let the audience know that starting this Wednesday out at his alma mater of Arizona Christian University, they'll be able to once again get out to the field between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. They'll be offering individualized training opportunities with youth ages 8 through college. So that'll get back underway this Wednesday as they begin, like I said, to get into their now game week training and getting ready for their upcoming game next Saturday.
Well, and knowing Isaiah, there's only one catch for young people to get out there and work with him is you got to be serious about it.
Absolutely. I mean, the bottom line is, he's going to work with eye-hand coordination, footwork, speed, agility, and quickness, which is what he learned at our Let It Fly football drills and skills camp all those years ago. And he just takes it to a next level opportunity. And so if parents are out there listening, you can contact Isaiah a couple of different ways. I'll wrap this up, Coach, by saying you can reach him on Twitter at Isaiah Houston 7. He can be found on Instagram, I_Houston 7. And you can also find us on our website at letitflyfootballcamp.com.
Amazing. Coach Mark Houston, Let It Fly football drills and skills camp, and also the father of Arizona Rattlers wide receiver and really utility guy, does everything for them, except you said last week he's not a very good cook, but he does everything else really well. He also plays a little bit of running back, runs that jet sweep to perfection. He got some nice runs in practice off of it.
Absolutely. So, again, he'll be utilized in a plethora of different ways this year, and we're just very, very excited. And so, again, we just want everybody out there, listening to KDUS AM 1060 and 100.7 KSLX HD2 to understand that the Rattlers are in town. They're looking to win their 7th World Championship, and we would really like to see the Snake Pit filled to capacity. Wear black. And look for number 18. He should be pretty easy to spot on the field. He'll be the guy catching touchdowns.
And if you can't find his jersey in stock, if it's sold out, just take some white athletic tape on a black shirt and create a number 18, and that should get the message to management that they need to print more of those things.
There you go.
So anyway, we're excited, Coach. So thank you so much, and we love spotlighting people like Isaiah. They're not only is he an amazing athlete, he's a bit of a cult hero here in the state of Arizona for what he's done and the grind throughout all these years. I knew him obviously as a junior college player. Gosh, it's going on 8 years now out of Phoenix College, and he just continues to work and set the example. And not only is he a great athlete, he's just a great person.
Yes, and one last thing. He wanted to make sure this week, because when we talked, he said, Dad, I'm not going to be able to get it on the radio tomorrow, but I want to be able to get a big shout-out to my Bubby and tell her thank you. I know that she's listening, and so he wanted to say thanks, Bubby, for all the support over the years, and she'll definitely be in the stands next Saturday cheering for her grandson.
Yeah,
so thanks
Bubby,
a lot.
she's a great person. She supported him back then and continues to, and so, yeah, she's a great person. All right. Thanks so much, Coach. We'll talk to you next week.
All right.
It's time for the Recruiting Spotlight, sponsored by My Recruits and Coach Perot.
The next athlete we're going to highlight is Logan Gedionts, a 6'1", 275-pound guard from Shadow Ridge High School up in the Surprise area, and he plans to graduate with the class of 2023. With that being said, he obviously just finished his junior year of football playing for Shadow Ridge, and on the offensive line, he had quite the season. He was named to the 6A first team, all-district team, and he's currently training under Coach Ron Sowers at the TBA Academy, which for anybody connected in Arizona, that is a very prestigious program they run there, and they do a good job of developing some of the next college athletes. Well, according to Coach Perone, he's one of the most versatile, coachable young men in the state of Arizona, which for all of you who out there who follow our show on a weekly basis, we cover a lot of different prospects. Those are pretty strong words coming from Coach Perone, praising this intelligent offensive lineman who really just has an eye for seeing the scheme and adjusting different defensive fronts. And when you watch Logan's film, you can really see that in his tape. He has a good idea of where to put himself in position to have success. That's a huge part about offensive line is reading the fronts, knowing where to be. It doesn't really matter how well you block the guy per se, but are you blocking the right guy? And are you getting a hand on as many defenders as possible? And Logan does a great job of that, according to Coach Barone. And personally, from my film study, he's done a great job of that as well. But also, he's got a really strong foundation. When he punches inside on pass sets, he does a good job of staying low and not getting knocked off his tracks, which can be pretty difficult taking some heavy blitzes from middle backers blockers and picking up stunts and such, but he does a good job of staying really strong in his base. And a huge help to that is his strong hands. He's got a good first punch. He's pretty physical, which will always help any offensive lineman. And he finishes his blocks. A huge part of playing the position is just effort, and he shows a lot of that. He plays until the whistle, and that's all you can really ask for from players this age. If they can get to play the whistle and give as much effort as possible, that is a huge step in becoming eventually a good college athlete. And with that being said, he has a lot of potential. At 6'1", 275, he's only a junior, which means he still has a whole another year to put on even more muscle, even more weight. You know, with him playing guard, looking at his intangibles, there could be a possibility where he could move to other positions on the line. That's obviously hard to tell, but anybody who racks up 20 plus pancakes according to his stats on a season should be looked at. And he is being looked at as he's being recruited by Lake Forest College, University of Jamestown, and Arizona Christian. That should be just the start of what could be a pretty impressive recruiting period for Logan Gedeons.
Oh, folks, when we come back from the break, thank you so much, Nick Hogan, with the My Recruits Recruiting Spotlight. When we come back from the break, we are going to be joined by, it's Dylan, the new segment. He's out and about, Dylan Weinmiller. In case you guys listened to the show last week, he was berated by a bunch of compliments and a few insults in there. But new segment with Dylan Weinmiller called It's Dylan. Don't know what it is? Well, you got to listen to find out. We'll be back after the break here on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Extra Point with Kayla and Kemp on KDUS AM 1060 from 11 to noon. Diving into local and national sports topics, plus the latest sports odds.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner with SaberCat Athletics. That's right, the Scottsdale Saguaro SaberCats are on the Varsity Sports Show. Join the varsity team as we cover the Cats during the SaberCat Report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring players, coaches, and commentary. Look out for live stream coverage of Saguaro SaberCat sporting events by going to YouTube and searching for Varsity Sports Show, then click that subscribe button to stay up to date. The Saguaro SaberCats are here.
Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
SB Nation Radio is now Sports Map Radio, keeping sports content fresh and fun. Join us right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Welcome to Dylan. He's out and about looking for fun. He's Dylan. Brought to you by Chris Scott of RE/MAX Key Properties in Bend, Oregon, where it's living at its best. 541-999-5614. And now, it's Dylan.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. I love that. Is the perfect song for you because you know I just picture you in leg warmers, Dylan. You're just you're a big disgusting human being.
You're close, not leg warmers, but I've got the socks hiked up over the sweats because it's a little chilly out here in Vegas this morning.
Yeah, so spring break. For anybody listening, if you guys are wondering why I just kicked this segment off insulting this guy, this is all we do. You know, we talked about the growing up.
Well, hold on. We don't. This is one-sided, and it's beginning to take its toll. My feelings are hurt. I'm in the yellow pages looking up therapist.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of issues
you
going
are.
on here.
So, all right. So it's spring break, and we decided to, with help of our old friend Chris Scott, Remax out in Central Oregon. You guys are wondering, why is a realtor up in Oregon interested? Well, why not? You guys are interested in moving up to Oregon, getting a second home up there, vacationing up there. You got to call Chris Scott of Remax, but he's also a good friend. He grew up in the Valley of the Sun, so he gets it. He understands, and he's a good friend of yours. My gosh.
Yeah,
And,
great friend. Yeah.
So he said you guys got to bring this banter to life on the radio and share it with the world. So we're sharing it with the world. So we created this segment called It's Dylan. I named it, obviously. It's Dylan because it's Dylan. And Dylan
It's
every
catchy.
week. Yeah, it's catchy. He's going to be doing something different every week. We got the Flashdance theme song going on in the background.
Oh, boy.
And yeah, and you're going to be out and about. You love to travel. You love animals. You've got Loki, your little mini pincher. What's the cat's name again?
Well, I've got two. I had to inherit my mom's cats, and I've got Mr. Blue. He's a 19-year-old who I'm not sure how he's still going, but he's going strong.
Yeah.
And then the little kitten's a little disaster, man. He's aggressive and angry.
What's his name? Yeah, he's angry like you. What's his name?
Little Rascal.
Little Rascal.
So I kept the Lil. He might grow
Rascal.
out of it here.
Okay.
Here pretty soon.
And you love to travel and you love food. You love to eat. My God, you know, to a point where it just really is physically took its. I mean, you're just but you've also been on a health craze too. You're out there exercising and doing things. So Vegas, spring break, what's going on out there?
Got here about Wednesday. Yeah, I was coming into town for a concert weekend that I had planned beforehand, and then I found out, like, right kind of within the same window, I've got a wedding to go to tonight from an old player that I coached in high school or helped coach in high school, and then has coached with me for several years after the fact. So good friend, you know how that works. You end up being good friends with some, and so he's getting married tonight. So big event tonight. Last night was the concert. Had the most amazing time, and just kind of living, man, out here poolside. Got this infinity pool going. There's a putting green next to me, and then the green belt behind me with a big old wash and walking. Loki's in heaven because we've been taking these little.
Oh, you brought Loki with you. You brought your little chick magnet. So now are girls actually talking to you?
Well, he's in the backyard. I mean, there's not a lot of girls. I mean, it would be frowned upon if I was peeking over the fences to see if there's any girls in the neighborhood. But that's usually not a positive thing. So I'm going to keep that maybe for tonight when I hit the strip and the wedding. So
okay,
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And so talk about the food. What have you been doing? Because I know you're on a special diet now.
You know what? And I'm staying with my buddy, another good friend that I met up in Oregon in college. And he's been here 20 years. He's got this great spread. He's got a big old great family and everything else. And he's on a healthier kick than I am. So it's been weirding me out a little bit. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, let's eat this, let's eat that. And he's whipping out, walnuts and unsalted almonds and things like that. And it's throwing me for a loop a little bit. Yeah. But we've been eating really well. I did cook dinner for the family as sort of a thank you for having me and the hospitality. Yeah. And I somehow, well, I know the reason. The wind was going gusting about 40 miles per hour. I was trying to grill. So I closed the lid. He's got a big old great grill and much better and nicer than mine at home.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it, so I overcooked everything. But the family was nice. They chewed it and they swallowed it and they looked at me and they nodded with fake smiles and thanked me and told me how great it was. But then I didn't see anybody for a few hours, so I'm not sure what really happened after the fact.
Okay, visiting the bathroom maybe. Thanks.
Yeah,
to
maybe.
your dinner.
But
okay.
But then ironically, and I think this is just a coincidence, but then one of the kids had to stay home from school the next day with a stomach ache. So all these people that keep asking me, "Hey, fix me something. Let's cook. Let's eat." Well, maybe it might not be a great idea. I'm used to it. I'm cooking for one in a. I don't know what even to call Loki, but cooked for Loki and I, and so he enjoys it. I enjoy it, and it's working. So,
all right. Well, and this is working. So nice job, Dylan. And we'll circle back with you in a couple of weeks, see how the vacation went, see if you have any good stories for us and your adventures to seek out and present the great things going on in the community as well as other communities with It's Dylan. Thanks again, Dylan Weinmiller.
All right. Thanks, Vince. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
All right, that's fun. It's fun. We have a good time. We make fun of him a little bit. He makes fun of me, and actually he says he doesn't. But Anyway, we've been friends for years and years. Folks, we're joined on the line.
It's Desert Mountain Wolves baseball with Coach Ryan Dyer on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
Coach Ryan Dyer, Desert Mountain Baseball. Coach Dyer, I had to pay my crew overtime last night for that game. You guys went the full 9, and the game got called with a 2-2 tie with Cactus Shadows last night because of the lighting issue, and that game's going to be finished off when?
Well, we're gonna finish that game in 2 weeks when we go over to their place on March 25th. We had a scheduled game at Cactus Shadows that day, so we'll show up and we'll finish last night's barn burner and
wow,
and then get after the second one right after it.
Coach, I want to talk to you a little bit about your team. So you guys are coming off a state championship in 5A, and first of all, thank you so much. Thank you, Howard Bergman, who's with your program, and thank you to the Desert Mountain community for embracing us and allowing us the opportunity to present Desert Mountain Baseball to our legion of viewers and fans, and so they can learn a little bit more about you guys as well. But tell us a little bit about your team.
You know, we're a young team this year. We do have a lot of seniors in the lineup, but last year's state championship team, we graduated just about everybody. We have 3 returning players that saw field time last year, and so we're learning our identity right now. You know, we have some very talented players. I think early in the season we expected to be challenged by some good teams, and you know, going into to our spring break this week, I think we're right where we wanted to be. We're getting better every day. We're competing against very good teams, and I think we're going to be at our best come May this year.
And Coach Dyer, this is Sammy Rivera. It's been a bit of an up and down start for the team. You've had games where, you know, putting up runs wasn't much of an issue, yet there's been games where the offense, where the offense just wasn't there. What do you think it's going to take for you guys to sort of catch their groove and get it going?
Just confidence. You know, we're putting a lot of things in their head right now, and you know, I think more than anything, they're just pressing a little bit. People show up to play us every day, and it's a big game for them. And you know, we're seeing everybody's number ones right now, and when they're on the mound, they're fired up, and the other team's ready to play us. And you know, it's not a matter of us not, you know, being an offensive team. It's more a matter of us playing teams that are pretty good on the other side of the fence. And as the season goes, I think we're going to get more and more confident. As a coaching staff, we're going to realize more what our kids can and can't do, and make those adjustments. And you know, I'm really excited about the second half of the season because, again, I do see we have a lot of talent on our bench. And as you said, there's been days where we look Jekyll and Hyde. You know, we had Chaparral last week. We came out of the box and we're hitting the ball all over the ballpark, score 8 runs against one of the top teams in 6A, and then Sunrise Mountain, who was one of the top teams in 5A, comes in on Tuesday and shuts us out. And you know, I think with a young, inexperienced lineup, that's going to be the case early in the season, and we're just going to keep preaching the same things and hopefully get a lot of extra words out of their kids' heads and focus on the one thing at the plate and start turning it around so we have more consistency day in and day out.
Hey, Coach, it's David Montoya. I was the cameraman up there on the dugout in your Cactus Shadows game. And for a game that went into extra innings, you know, we have a pretty good idea of what the competition is going to look like this year. What's the 5A Northeast Valley region looking like this season?
It's loaded. You know, it's just there's four playoff teams in there. If we don't beat each other up too much. I mean, you start off with Horizon, who I think, you know, arguably the best team in 5A right now. I'm sure that Sunrise Mountain and Canyon View and Castile and even Cactus Shadows would have something to say about that. But, you know, in our region, we have Horizon, Cactus Shadows, Desert Mountain, PV's 5-2 right now. Arcadia is good enough to beat anybody. And then even McClintock on any given day can scare you. So it's going to be a tough road for all of us in that region because the baseball IQ and ability is so high. And but with that, it's exciting, it's challenging, and it's definitely the region to watch. I think that
definitely you got 2 or 3 teams that can make it to the final week of the season in there, and we're just looking forward to it. I love playing against these guys. The coaching staffs are all fantastic. The players all have rivalries playing against each other for since Little League, and what a great region and a fun process we have ahead of us.
Coach, we're so excited to be partnered up with you guys and the community out at Desert Mountain. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're ecstatic about presenting a game on April 1st, Friday, April 1st out at Ace Field. That's going to be a lot of fun. Coach Ryan Dyer, good luck, and we'll circle back with you real soon. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach Ryan Dyer, Desert Mountain Wolves head baseball coach, coming off defending 5A state champions and have been playing. They're out there playing, getting it done. Folks, when we come back from the break, we are going to be joined by another coach, head football coach Joe Ramirez with the Phoenix Prowlers of the Women's National Football Conference. We're coming back and covering them again this year. Going to be broadcasting some games. You don't want to miss this, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be back for the Prowler Power. We'll be back after the break.
Monday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. It's James Out West featuring Ryan Brooks as the duo breaks down the NFL, NBA, and the local sports scene here on KDUS AM 1060.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner with Desert Mountain Baseball this spring to bring you the defending 5A state champs. That's right. Keep on lookout for Wolves baseball live streams on the Varsity Sports Show YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search Varsity Sports Show, then click that subscribe button. We'll be covering Wolves varsity, JV, and freshman baseball this spring. Join Wolves coach Ryan Dyer as he breaks down games for us. Saturday mornings between 8 and 10 on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
Hi, this is Dana Bailey from Homeless Youth Connection, and you are listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, home of youth, high school, college, and you.
Keeping the sports topics fresh and honest is Bob Kemp with the Sports Zone. Heard weekdays from 9 to 11 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
It's time for Prowler Power on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. You hear that intro, and it's time for the Prowler Power. It's a nice little catchy segment name. But so last year we got introduced to something that was a little different, but not so different. Football transcends a lot of things. It transcends boundaries. It's not restricted by where you live, because there's games that are the NFL is going to be playing games in England, in Germany, in Mexico this coming season with a lot of success and a lot of fanfare. And it transcends gender too. And it has for quite some time. But there's a league called the Women's National Football Conference. N is in national. It is a national league that with teams all around the country. And we have one in Phoenix. The pride of Phoenix, called the Phoenix Prowlers. And the Phoenix Prowlers are part of the WNFC. This is a big league. They kick off. They've already been practicing, but they kick off their first game. They host the San Diego Rebellion, and we were hoping to get head coach Joe Ramirez on the line with us. So far, we're still trying to get him on, and had confirmed with him recently. So as our producer Aaron Decker continues to work on trying to get coach, they were probably at practice this morning. It happens oftentimes on Saturdays, but unfortunately. But Sammy, we had a chance He is on the line. Okay. Well, joining us on the line, Coach Joe Ramirez. Coach Ramirez, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Vince. How you doing?
Oh, good, Coach. We started the segment without you and just kind of put it on the fact that you guys are out there practicing. How's it going?
It's coming along a little slow at first, but we're getting it together. We have 3 weeks left to our season, and we're trying to get it, ready to go.
Yeah, I'll say.
Unfortunately, we drew the number one team in the Pacific, but we'll be all right.
The San Diego Rebellion had a chance to see him play a couple times against you guys last year, and yes, they are good. And but you know what? On any given Saturday, anything can happen. Talk to us a little bit about your team, a couple of key positions, your quarterback situation.
Fortunately, I have a returning quarterback, so she's a little more ready this season than she was last season. Last season, we converted her from DN.
Wow.
And she had a pretty good arm, so it was her first season playing quarterback. But this year, she's a little more ready to play a whole season at quarterback. So,
what can we expect from this year, from the 2022 version of the Phoenix Prowlers that we maybe didn't see last year? What do you guys more run heavy, pass heavy? What can we expect?
Most likely run heavy because I have probably 85% new
wow.
players, not a whole lot of returners. So
okay,
so it's going to kind of be feel and go process with all these new players.
The and so your line play was at times very solid last year. So you've got something nice to build on. Your defense. Tell us a little bit more about the D.
Defense is something that we wanted to make better. I feel our defense was very susceptible to the outside run, and we got it showed last year. This year we worked on finding key people for those positions so that doesn't happen. We had a scrimmage and we did a lot better.
Oh, that's good.
A lot better, yeah.
Coach, I know that obviously you have a lot of support staff. I've been working with Emma and Monica in your back office, and they are nothing short of amazing with media relations and running the day-to-day operations of the team. Talk about your coaching staff.
Coaching staff, basically the same as last year with a couple of additions.
Okay.
This year we're able to actually break down into position groups and work on teaching them their job, their keys and stuff like that. So we're a little better off than last year. We have a couple more coaches, and yeah, it's looking a lot better this year than last year.
So in terms of numbers, how are your numbers this year? What are you looking at in terms of a full roster? How many will you be carrying on the team, and are you continuing to evaluate? Are you looking for people to maybe try out anybody that's interested in joining the Phoenix Prowlers, or the tryouts? Is it all done now, and you guys are now kind of putting the pieces together into the season? How's that working?
I'm glad you said that because the numbers for the league require 45. We're not there yet, so we are still looking for talent. We're looking for athletes, 18 and over, females that want to go out there and compete. We're welcoming them. We're looking, but as far as numbers from this year to last year, we're better off this year.
Yeah, I'll say your numbers appear to be. Future appears to be bright, and your numbers were down a little bit last year, and it's to be expected because it was so new. But this year coming back, and now that you've been doing the outreach in the community. So that being said, you are looking for young ladies, 18 and over, that want to give football a try. This is football, guys. This is football, and you want to give it a try. If you can kick, if you can run, if you can pass, if you can block, hit, tackle, this is an opportunity for you. So how can they get in touch with you, Coach?
On Facebook, Instagram, or call me directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So. And absolutely, even if you never played a sport in your life and you think you can come out and do that, we welcome you too. I got excellent coaches that will teach you everything about it, from how to stand to how to get off and use your hands, use your feet, and play the game.
Oh man, this is exciting. So there's an opportunity. Ladies, get out there. If you want to play pro football, this is it. The Phoenix Prowlers. the Women's National Football Conference. You play a full schedule, and this year you're only hosting 3 home games, and then you're traveling for at least 3 until the postseason, and fingers crossed on the postseason. But April 2nd, you're hosting the San Diego Rebellion. April 9th, you're hosting the Los Angeles Legends. And then the 23rd of April, you're up in Seattle to play the Majestics. Then back in San Diego on the 30th. May 7th, your home finale, regular season finale of home games. It'll be against the Denver Bandits. And then the 21st, you'll have a bye week. And then May 21st, you are at the Las Vegas Silver Stars. And you play your home games out at, that's been finalized, right, out at Agua Fria?
It is. It's at Agua Fria High School. It's been finalized. We're ready to go.
All right, Saturday Night Football starting Saturday, April 2nd, 7 p.m. kickoff, Agua Fria High School. Varsity Sports Show will bring you that through the league, and I'm excited. I'm the public address announcer. I am psyched. I can't wait to get out there and start yelling at people. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coach, thanks for the opportunity. Coach Joe Ramirez, we'll visit back with you soon, and this regular segment will be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Vince. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Coach Ramirez, great guy, very animated guy too. If you see him coaching a game, I pay money just to see Coach out there. He's a great guy. Phoenix Prowlers, so a lot of fun, great football, and very entertaining and opportunities. Ladies, if you want to play football, here's your chance. So get in touch with the Phoenix Prowlers. You can get to them through us as well. Joining us on the line, we've got a bit of a legend on the line. Mesa High School wrestling coach who's going to be retiring after a very long year. Long career, and it could have been a long year. Coach Dave DiDomenico. Coach DiDomenico, how are you, sir?
Vince, I'm fantastic. Thank you. And yes, it's been a long year.
And a long career.
If I'm a legend or not, but
yeah.
I just do what I can do.
All right, Coach. So it's such an honor because we wanted to really get out there and embrace the sport of wrestling. We didn't have an opportunity to do much with it this year, but we featured you in a story earlier in the season, bringing you back here now and after the season had ended. Tell us a little bit about the season.
It was a very challenging season to try and reestablish culture. Our culture at Mesa High is very strong as far as accountability, work ethic, to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And, that was a big challenge these past, year coming out of COVID to reestablish that. So it was a challenging thing. Then, again, we're always competitive. Our wrestlers, the quality of wrestling that we put out, we got tough kids. They're competitive. But to increase that with numbers and expand it, that was really a challenging time. And then academically, accountability with academics was also a challenge. It was one of the toughest seasons I've coached. However, we were successful. We got through it. And, I think we got a lot more kids involved, and I'm pretty excited with where Mesa High Wrestling is right now.
Nice. And so you're leaving it in good hands. So who's going to be taking over the program, or has that been determined?
It has not been determined yet. The position is open. And from what I understand, we have quite a few applicants. It's a Tier 1 position. It is not hey, I know how to shoot a double leg, or I'm a great technician.
Yeah. Those
aren't really the people that can run Mesa High. Mesa High is a very dynamic program that incorporates a lot more than just technique, with academics, the community, tradition. It's complex, but the right person will take it over, and we will find the right person that'll be the right thing for our kids and our community.
Coach, looking back over your career, how many years are we talking here?
I coached 34 years. 31 teaching, 34 coaching, and it was coaching that got me into the teaching. And then as the career progressed, it became 2 separate careers. Teaching's one entity.
Yeah.
Coaching is another entity. But both have the same common denominator. Just try to help kids.
So some highlights. Do you talk about the kids? Anything in particular sticks out? I know it's tough to pinpoint, well, this kid or that kid, but there have to have been some highlights that really kept you coming back.
Well, gosh, yes, that number, those kids, there were a lot of people nobody ever heard of that mean a lot, that I'm still in touch with. And, they weren't state champions. Like, we've had, of course, the phenomenal wrestlers like Anthony Robles.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a legend. And he's actually my freshman coach. He wants to give back, and he's our freshman coach.
Wow.
Yeah, and he goes in there giving just altruistically daily for our kids. But then there's also people like Seth Pickett, who's a state champion, but we really try to keep him on track to stay as a good citizen. Stay on track.
Yeah.
Mauricio Maldonado, Joe Loera, Alex Lopez.
Wow.
Willie Ames, who was
So
my
many.
very first state champion.
So I think
we kind of pulled.
Wow, Willie Ames. I think he was on 8 is Enough. That's a show that you could laugh at that. These guys in the studio here don't know what I'm talking about, but
I
young guys,
the show.
you remember the show?
Willie Ames,
Yeah.
It was the same name.
Yeah. Coach Dave DiDomenico, 34-year wrestling coaching career out at Mesa High School. Congratulations, Coach. Thank you so much for all you do for the community and for our young people, and we look forward to see what the next phase of life brings on.
Thank you, Vince. I really appreciate the time.
All right. Folks, when we come back from the break, the show is just going to go in the toilet, I think. We're going to come back with our Beach It with Beal Southern California Surf Report here, and with my old friend Mike Beal. Stick around. We are almost done on the back nine here of the Varsity Sports Show. We'll be back after the break.
Catch Bob Kemp in the Sports Zone every weekday from 9 to 11 right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
Hi, my name is Michael Beal from Costa Mesa, California, and I'm the only person other than Vince that got the honor of wearing his high school Letterman jacket. You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
I'll turn those picks into gold. Wall-to-wall NFL coverage and the biggest stories coming to you from 3 to 5 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
And now it's time for Beachin' with Beal. Random thoughts from a real Orange County, California surfer guy, Mike Beal. The opinions expressed during this segment in no way represent those of KDUS AM 1060 Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show, its host, or its listeners. Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Mike, you, first of all, joined on the line by our old friend Mike Beal with the Beachin' with Beal Southern California Surfing Report. Mike, you had a couple people that have been putting bullseye targets on you. First of all, Tyler Mayer comes on with his wellness segment, his fitness segment. Right at the start of the show, he started gunning for you right away, saying that he had a beach a surfing report and that the waves were real calm in San Diego. And then you got Dylan Weinmiller, who is coming in and trying to dethrone you as the king of the Varsity Sports Show insult train.
Dylan's my favorite. I've always admired Dylan from afar, but
yeah.
I wanted to give a shout out to you. International Women's Day. I'm thinking you're.
I sense.
Yeah, I know it's belated, but
yeah, it's not a compliment. I sense an insult in there that you are implying that I am a female and that it was honoring my day, International Women's Day. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we get off, right away at the start of the segment here with a zinger there. So, Mike, where are you today, and what's cooking with the surf?
Well. I'm actually in Phoenix for a couple of reasons, but primarily my brother's 49th birthday. It's been special so far. But, I I can tell you this. It's been odd. It's been an odd month or two
Yeah.
in California because last February, as far as the surf report goes, it was like Hawaii, nice, and calm conditions, primo surfing. I'm gonna go surfing tomorrow, so Tyler can
Yeah.
do with that what he wants. But
Yeah.
but this month it's been crazy, windy, not good.
Okay.
Oh, and also I wanted to mention I saw our number one fan
Yeah.
here in the valley, Sean Hannafin. He's a principal at Crockett
Yeah,
Elementary.
Davy Crockett
And
Elementary. Yeah.
he's a
Yeah.
yeah. It's interesting story about that, but
Yeah.
he listens. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe we have some fans
Yeah.
here and in Costa Mesa. I
That's
thought it was
incredible.
just Costa Mesa.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, we do. We're internationally sought after. So we've got our audience up in the northwest part of the country as well, courtesy of Chris Scott and Remax. And there's a lot. I hear a lot of birds. Mike, what is going on? Where are you like? Are you on a nature trail? I mean, what is this?
I'm in my brother's beautiful backyard.
Yeah.
I forgot about Phoenix ryegrass. I feel like I'm in a golf course actually, but it's really my my mother's home that my brother lives in, and it's quite lovely. It's on 11th Avenue in San Miguel here in the, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, the north central corridor.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
Vince, one thing I wanted to mention for our listeners back home in Costa Mesa in California, don't forget, tomorrow at 3 a.m., we're going to spring forward. So unlike the rest of the world, California, the time is going to change. So just be aware that starting tomorrow, California will be on the same time as Arizona.
Wonderful. Well, and hopefully you'll be on the same time as us too the next time we have you on. Okay. Well, that's great. So, Mike, anything else going on? Anything else that you can report on?
Today is National Girl Scout Day. I know that kind of rings a bell with you, being
a female,
former Girl Scout.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
International Women's Day. Go girls.
All right. Well, that was the Beachin' with Beal Southern California Surf Report with my old friend Mike Beal. Mike, thanks again for joining us. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. All right. Okay, that was Mike Beal, who apparently happy hour started a little early here on Saturday morning or something. I don't know, or he's just excited because he's been visiting with his brother. He and his brother are very close, but I had no idea he was even in town. But anyway, it's a story for another day. So, guys, what we got a lot covered today. I mean, quite a show. And David, any highlights? David Montoya. And don't say it was the Beachin' with Beal Southern California Surf Report.
I was having a great time laughing over here, but. No, it's crazy to see how many coaches that we've been able to get online and talking, like how many sports we have here in the Valley.
Yeah.
How many teams. And, I was just saying yesterday at Desert Mountain, the high school is bigger than the community college that I went to. So, all these kids have a great opportunity out here. Highlight, I'm not sure. I like the whole show.
Thank you.
I like the whole show.
Okay. Yeah, how about you, Sammy?
For me, it was the weekend wellness. Yeah, I just really enjoyed that. Tyler just had a lot of good insight, I guess. I just, always a good listen, regardless of if it's Tyler.
I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of the content when it comes to what our team produces, because there is so much creativity. Connor Bonfiglio with his report on that freshman golfer that he presented, And of course, we have the Inside the Huddle with Arizona Rattlers wide receiver Isaiah Houston and Isaiah's dad, who's a pillar of the community, Coach Mark Houston. He runs the Let It Fly football drills and skills camps and all in all, it's a great variety. It's a lot of fun. We had a great time presenting it today, and so. As the beat writer for the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference, you've got a big story that you're going to be doing on brand new head football coach of the Salt River Scorpions, Larry Davis. What are the things that have you got that you're developing? Are there some other stories that you're looking into right now, spotlighting some of the scholarship opportunities with these young people?
Yeah, we have some, the Papaco Pumas, trying to get in touch with them, and they have some news coming out later, I was told. But can't disclose anything with that because it's not certain yet. And then when it comes to the Salt River Scorpions, again, they have that leadership council over there. I was, able to get the opportunity to talk to a few players, and they gave me some great insight on what the team's doing and how to continue their success from last season, considering the first 2 seasons weren't the best over there in Salt River. So they've changed the culture over there, and being able to talk to them was a pretty cool time.
Yeah, changed the culture in a big way. Had a big season for them, and Coach Vaughn Van Dam, who was the head coach and moved on now. He's out at Garden City Community College in Kansas as the head strength coach. So you talk about not only the young people getting opportunities, the kids getting opportunities to move on to better their situations. Coach Van Dam is moving onward and upward, and finds himself in the heart of America now, and will continue to advance his career. And congratulations to him taking a little different avenue, going the strength training route, and that's his background as well. So good for him. We like to see good things happen to good people. So great job there by Coach Vaughn Van Dam. Sammy, what do you got cooking? What do we have this spring coming up?
Well, just looking at this next week, early in the week we'll be out at the freshman baseball game between Desert Mountain and Saguaro. That's going to be at Saguaro High School. And then later in the week we'll be covering our first Canyon View softball game. We'll be out at their game against Willow Canyon. That'll be this coming Friday. So some exciting live streams coming up.
We've got a lot of things coming, and as you guys know, this show is kind of two-pronged. We've got the radio show on Saturdays, and we cross a lot of our audience with the live stream, the sports live streams. We've got a lot of things live stream wise that we're doing. We've got obviously baseball, high school baseball that we're covering. We've got youth football with NYS that'll be coming up here soon on Saturdays. We've got the Phoenix Prowlers Women's National Football Conference coming that we're covering. We've got the Arizona Roadrunners Professional Football League that will be playing their games up in Prescott Valley, that we will be the flagship covering that league and the broadcasts as well as the weekly segments. So a lot of great things coming, and then we'll transition back in the fall to more football. And this summer, in between, a lot of great things as well. We can't forget about Geraldine Torellis and the Spring Spotlight Series. She's been uncovering a lot of great nonprofits, charitable organizations, and people doing good things in the community. So great time. Thanks so much to our guests this morning for joining us. We kick things off once again with Matt Mason of the Arizona Roadrunners Professional Football League team, Tyler Mayer with Weekly Wellness, Coach Joe Mickey, Saguaro Sabercat Report, Coach Nick Swanson of Canyon View High School Baseball out in the West Valley, Coach John Jacobs, Canyon View High School Softball. They're out in Bullhead City right now for a tournament. Isaiah Houston's dad, Coach Mark Houston with Inside the Huddle with Arizona Rattlers wide receiver Isaiah Houston, Dylan Weinmiller with It's Dylan, Coach Ryan Dyer of Desert Mountain High School Baseball, Coach Joe Ramirez, Phoenix Prowlers Football, Coach Dave DiDomenico, Mesa High School, 34-year career. Congratulations again, wrestling coach and mentor to young people in the community, Coach Dave DiDomenico, and all of our fine staff. Coach Mark Bunker, Scottsdale Community College, heading out to Nationals this week. Danville, Illinois, big game. Wednesday, expecting big things. First time in their 52-year history that SCC men's basketball is playing in Nationals. Folks, thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. This is the end of another Beautiful, wonderful 2 hours. Thanks for starting your day with us. My name is Vince DeLisio, joined in studio once again, Sammy Rivera, David Montoya, Aaron Decker behind the glass. Coming up next, Ed and Javon with Easy Sports. I cut my teeth on that show and broadcasting for them. Thanks again, guys. Listen from 10 to 12 to Ed and Javon. We'll be back next week, 8 to 10, same Varsity time, same Varsity channel. Saturday mornings, Varsity Sports Show. Have a great day. Go Varsity. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you.